Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how TrustInSoft integrates with GitHub Actions. TrustInSoft tools can be called from the command line for scripting and headless use. This allows you to do CI/CD integration with TrustInSoft, and today I'll be showing you GitHub Actions specifically. I have GitHub Actions set to run on any branch push, so let's go ahead and change some code and see what happens. I'm just going to make a simple code change from greater than 0 to greater than or equal to 0. This code change is simply just to trigger that GitHub action. Now we can see that action's running. Let me come back to you when it's run all the way through. As you can see, we've checked out the code and the tar file from LFS. And then we're building the Docker container. TrustInSoft execution occurs here. Then, if execution is healthy, we will commit those files. But what makes an execution healthy? The first thing that we're going to check is that all of your analyses are completing. Now, if all analyses inside the project run via tis_run_all are executed and return that they executed fine, there's no pre-processing issues, no parsing issues, then we can move on to the next step. We've created a tis gating script that can block your merge based off of two major options. The first one is alarms. Here you have four options. The first one being you can block the merge based off of any alarm. You can ignore alarms and not block based off of alarms. You can block if there are any alarms that aren't ignored. And you can also block if there are any alarms that have not been reviewed. Real quick, let's look at how you can ignore and review alarms. There are two options when you review an alarm. The first one is ignoring, as we mentioned earlier, and the second one is confirming the bug. Now let's get to the second option that you can set to block a merge. The second option is a code coverage percentage. For this option, you can put an integer between 0 and 100, and that will be the minimal threshold for the percent of statement coverage you want for each and every analysis. So let's go ahead and change the option to block on alarms that have not been reviewed. So now GitHub Actions is failing, as you see with the red X, and not allowing this to merge. And when we investigate, you can see that there are 7 alarms blocking this merge, because 7 of these alarms have not been reviewed. So in order for this to pass, you would need to go through and at least ignore or confirm the bug. TrustInSoft also generates 2 reports that, if you wish, can be published with GitHub pages. The first is the execution report. This is found in the directory TrustInSoft, tiscurrent, tisreport.html. And this shows the information that you would be able to see within the GUI for your project. It'll show alarms, and don't worry, there's an option to not show source code, analyses, coverage, metrics, standards, and metadata. We also have a trends report found at TrustInSoft tis-tistrendreport.html, and this will show metrics over time for function coverage, statement coverage, alarms, and analyses. Thank you for watching how TrustInSoft can be used within GitHub pages. If you have a different CI/CD pipeline that you're interested in, comment below. Also, let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, hope to see you again.